Today, I'm going to show you how I measure for a custom wig. Now, I use 8 measurements. Now, with this video comes a download. Now, with the download, it's going to ask you for your email address only. And the reason for that is I'd like to follow up with everybody who downloads it to make sure they're good. I promise not to sell you anything, and you can be off the phone within 60 seconds. All right? Not a problem. So, the first thing I'm going to do is, and this is a sacrifice, I'm going to mark on the head. I'm using this head because it has a hairline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the hairline so we be sure to see it. Okay? Alright, let me get a little more light up this way. I don't want to put on my ring light, but yeah, there we go. Okay. Now things always seem to want to not work out right when you're trying to do some work, but we're going to move on. Okay, so here's where the hairline, I'm going to mark it in blue. All right, so we can all follow along together. It is a permanent marker, and I always tell my husband, I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. I can't draw a straight line and the line's already here. But we're going to work through it, okay? Hopefully everybody can hear me. Don't pay mind to me mumbling over here, because we're going to mark this all the way around because it's important that you see what I'm doing, okay? This line is very important. Now, I don't use this head to make wigs. I use this head to style wigs on because it's always good to have a face when you're styling. Now, surprisingly, this is a 21-inch head. I thought that was surprising. Okay, so now we got the head marked. You see the markings? Now, this head doesn't spin around. You have to actually lift it off the tripod. See? See? When you go around, you see it completely. And that's going to help us. Okay? Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure the circumference of the wig. Now, the circumference of the wig is from here to here on the occipital bone. Okay, so I have here a tape measure. Now with the tape measure, I'm going to put it under the occipital bone. That's the beauty of this one. It has one. And we're going to bring it around. And we got to make sure we got it right. So I got it on the wrong numbers. That won't work. All right, let's get this thing right. Okay, here we go. So, this wig is a 21, okay? Make sure I got it behind that ear. So maybe it's not a 21. I know it is, though. Okay. See, it's a 21. So on this sheet, you mark 21 on the wig circumference, okay? The next measurement is front to nape. Now here's the front, and that's the nape, okay? That's why we marked it. So I'm going to measure from this blue line to this blue line back here. And that's a 13. So on this sheet of paper, we mark 13. All right, now we're going to do ear to ear over top. That's from this ear to this ear, okay? So we start over the ear. And over this one. Now that's 11 and a quarter. So that's 11 and a quarter. So write down 11 and a quarter. 11.4. Okay. Now we do temple to temple from the front. Temple to temple from the front. Now the temple runs at the eyebrows. Okay, that's your temple. If you put your hand up, that's your temple. So what we're going to do is going to measure from this temple to this temple. So that's 4.5. Let's make sure. From this temple to that temple. That's 4.5. So you write 4.5. Okay, so you write 4.5 temple to temple. Now they ask for the hat circumference. The hat circumference is just around the head. Just around the head. That gives you your hat measurement. And this one's still 21. Okay, that's good, no different. Now you want to measure ear to ear from the back. Okay, so you pick up this ear to this ear, and that's 12. Okay, that's 12. See that? So you write down on the paper ear to ear on the back, and that's 12. Now you want the nape to the top of the ear. Okay, so here's the top of the ear, and you want to bring it, okay, bring it down to the nape, and that's 4.5. That's 4.5. You see that? 4.5. So you write 4.5. Okay. Now you want to go across the nape to get the last measurement. Turn it around. Okay. Now here's the nape. We're going to measure from here, the end of the nape, to here, the end of the nape. Okay. Gotta make sure I got it right. From here to here. And that's 3.5. So that's 3.5. Okay. So that's how I measure for a custom wig. And my custom wigs, I also make the cap. So you get this download. Now for every customer, you put the customer's name on it and any notes. So now you'll have a record of their measurements. Okay? So that's how I measure for a custom-made wig. And when I make that wig, it will fit your hair exactly based on the measurements. That's why you have to be sure of your measurements. I want to thank you all for listening to me. And if you have any questions, you can email me, because after you get the download, you'll get a thank you for downloading. You'll have my email address. Thank you for listening, and you have a blessed one. Bye-bye.